Hello everyone, this is question 10 of paper 1 from November 2024 for Edexcel. So it says work out 25 to the half times by x to the power of a third. So 25 to the half means the square root of 25, so that's 5. Something to the power of a third means the cube root. So the cube root of 8 is 2. Because you're saying to yourself, what number, when you times it by itself 3 times, gives you 8? And to the power of a half is another way of writing the square root. So 5 times 2 is 10. Part B, find the value of 1 over 32 to the power of 3/5. Now, first of all, 1 over 32 is the same as 2 to the power of 5. Okay, because you've got 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So 2 to the power of 5. Now, when you've got a to the n to the power of m, that's the same as a to the n times m. Okay, so here we've got something to the power of 3/5. So that's the same as something to the power of a fifth to the power of 3, which is the same as x to the power of 3 times a fifth, which is x to the 3/5. So when you've got something like that, you can break it down into the fraction there and the numerator there. Now that's really handy because the fifth root of 32 is 2. Okay, so 1 over 2 to the power of 5 to the fifth root of that is just going to be 2. And then 2 cubed is 8. So the answer for that one there is 8. Right, next question. Kate was asked to factorize x squared add 5x add 6 into that format. Kate says that the sum of A and B must be 6 and the product must be 5. What's wrong with Kate's statement? Kate's got it the wrong way round. The product should equal 6 and the sum should equal 5. So that's what Kate's done. She's kind of like mixed up. You times together to make the number on the end, but you add together to make the number in the middle. Now B, oh, this is a sneaky one. I bet a lot of people got only 1 mark on this, okay? So it says factorize fully 2m squared minus 2. Now, those of you that are experienced with this would recognize that you should take out a common factor of 2, giving you m squared minus 1. Okay, and I bet a lot of people would have stopped at that stage there and think that they've done it. But actually, this is the difference of 2 squares, because 1 is the same as 1 squared. So actually, it fully factorizes into 2m minus 1 times m plus 1. So that, I think, is super sneaky. Okay, so just be aware that 1 is a square number. So this is actually the difference of 2 squares. So fully factorized, it should have turned into that. And then this part C is also like really tricky. I bet a lot of people didn't know what was going on here as well. It's kind of unusual. It's only really in various 10 ticks worksheets that I've ever seen them seen this dealt with adequately. So what you've got to do here is take out a common factor of x. So you can take out a common factor of x from those first 2 terms, leaving x times by a add b. Take out a common factor of minus y from the second 2 terms, and then you're left with a add b. Now, because these 2 brackets match each other, you can take them out as a factor, and then you're left with x minus y. So it is x minus y times a add b. But I bet lots of students haven't seen that or haven't had a lot of practice at doing that. But that's what the answer is for that one. So sneaky little tricky question there for part B and C, I think. Okay, question 12, what have we got? It says A, B and C are 3 solids. The sphere of A has 3 spheres rather. A has a volume of that, B has a volume of that. The radius of C is 50% the radius of sphere B. Work out the ratio of the surface area of A to C. Give your answer in the form A to B. So we've got 3 spheres. Okay, let's have a think. Well, what's going on? A has a volume of 64 centimeters cubed. So there is sphere A. Sphere B has a volume of 125, so it's bigger, 125 centimeters cubed. There's sphere B. Okay. Sphere C is 50% of the radius of B. Oh, it's going smaller again. Okay, so there, that one is going to be 50% of the radius. Now, we don't know about what the volume is, okay? So what we've got to do is let's park that information there. Okay, we're just going to say 50% of the radius there. Right, so first of all, let's find the linear area and volume scale factors for going from A to B. So we have got the volume scale factor is 64 to 125. Now remember that the volume scale factor is the linear scale factor cubed. So what we need to do is if we want to find the linear scale factor, L, we need to cube root 64, which is going to give us 4, and we need to cube root 125, which is going to give us 5. So that's our linear scale factor, okay? Now, the area scale factor is the linear scale factor squared, so our area is going to be the linear scale factor squared. It's going to be 16 to 25. So we've now got all of our scale factors going from the volume to the, going from A to B. Now, what do we know? We're told that the radius of sphere C is 50% of the radius of sphere B. So basically, what we need to do is we can say, let's think about this. Oh, so we've got the radius of sphere B is 5 centimeters, okay? So if we want to have 50% of that, then that is going to be like 5 over 2 is therefore going to be the radius of C, okay? So 50% off, or 50% reduced, is going to be that the radius of sphere B is going to be 5 over 2, or in other words, 2.5 centimeters, okay? And we've got to work out, what does it say? It says work out the ratio of the surface area of A to the surface area of C. So let's have a little think about what we're going to do for that there then. So what we can do is we can say that the length scale factors from A to C are 4 to 5 over 2, okay? So those are our length linear scale factors for A to C, 4 to 5 over 2. So that's the linear scale factors. So the area scale factors, so that's linear, and this is area, is going to be, we're going to have to square these, okay? So let's have a think about that. What's that going to be? That is going to be, therefore, 16 to 25 over 4. And just to make that so there's no fractions, because it says give A and B as integers. So if I times both sides by 4, 4 times 16 is going to be 64. And 25 over 4 times by 4 is going to be 25. So that's our answer, okay? Give your answer in the form of the ratio A to B, where A and B are integers. So the ratio of the surface areas of A to C is 64 to 25, okay? Quite tricky, that one, I think. A little bit of a tricky, quite a good paper, this. There's some interesting questions. So that's question 12 done.